Anyway, on another note, we need to sell more cartridges.
We do.
I need to buy more cartridges.
You do.
And someone else needs to win more cartridges.
They do.
So, we're here. We might as well go big. I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Tweedl podcast. After 5 years of Tweedl doing massive competitions with Just Cartridges, 4 cartridges, we've actually made the trip down to Oxford, and we are currently sat in the factory, as you can see, joined by Josh Burgess. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Welcome to Just Cartridges.
What's your title here at Just Cartridges?
Marketing director, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Head of website.
I think you're a bit more involved than
that
marketing
kind of
director.
Yeah, a little bit.
Title's probably a bit irrelevant, isn't it, here?
A bit, yeah.
When you're part of the family as well.
Exactly. A family business still, very much so.
Yeah. So, mate, it's a fantastic facility. It's a great business. We have had Charlie on, the big boss, before now.
Boss man.
You gave him a load of instructions of stuff to say. He forgot every single one of them.
But
it was still a good episode.
Yeah. Did well.
So go on, talk us through it from the beginning. Have you always been involved in shooting, or how have you ended up
Weirdly
here?
not, no. So I never really knew too much about it. I wasn't really in that background. So I started going out with Charlie's daughter before I knew Charlie from school. And then I started here as a bit of a temp job role in the game season. So that's our busiest season, busiest time of year. So started then, it was only meant to be temporary.
How many years ago are we talking?
That was about 6 years ago now.
Okay.
So that was when we were still doing very manual job here. Our website was so old school, a bit like the industry was.
Yeah.
Partly still is. Stayed on with Charlie's other son, George.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've met him.
Yeah, I've met him at shows, yeah.
So we've kind of taken over a bit, revamped the website about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Streamlined the whole process, and
So you take credit for the website?
Part of it, yeah.
Because it is bloody good.
Yeah, no, it works really well. It couldn't be easier, really.
No.
And
how many users now are you up to? How many customers?
It's a bit of a tricky one. We've seen, obviously clay game cartridge prices have gone up so much in recent years. We've seen a fair big drop out of clay people there, but game stuff is, busier than ever for us. I
was talking to Charlie about this earlier, because I think the obvious answer to the lack of clay customers is because clay ground stock cartridges.
It's so convenient for them just to turn up, isn't it?
Yeah, you just turn up, buy your cartridges at the desk, buy your clays, and away you go. So they don't really need to think about it, do they?
And most people aren't that prepared. I'm not, very prepared. You want to go shooting, you're like, oh, I haven't got my cartridges. Just turn up and buy them there, really.
And I think game loads, like certainly for me, I'm more particular about what game load I'm shooting. Like to shoot the same game load up throughout the season. Clays, I'm not that bothered.
Yeah.
Whatever's available.
I mean, we find that, the most popular clay cartridge we sell are, the lowest value.
Yeah.
They go well still.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend a huge amount of money on them just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
And so, Tweedl's obviously bought quite a few cartridges off yourself.
Yes, we're a great customer of ours.
Yeah. How many are we up to, mate? Because I was trying to work it out in the car, but I couldn't.
So, I was running the numbers yesterday. So, I think to date, we've been doing it for about 5 years now.
Nearly.
4 or 5, yeah. So, we're just about 300,000 cartridges given away.
Wow.
Mixture of game, probably more game stuff, maybe.
Yeah, I think it probably is.
We started off in the game.
Yeah,
on the game side of stuff.
Doesn't sound a great figure, actually, things like that. I need to buy some more, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to
Would
buy
be good.
some more. 300,000, what would that be in cost-wise?
Just over 100,000 given away in cartridges.
Pretty good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, and with the price increase as well, obviously, I think that's why people are wanting to, win them, because they are extortionate things to buy.
Exactly.
And it's just so convenient, because you guys can pick whatever cartridge they want. And it gets delivered to the door.
So quickly, an email comes through from Sam saying you've won the competition.
Yeah.
Next day they've gone out.
Yeah.
If we've got them in stock, which
I'll just repeat the email, don't I, mate?
Yep, pretty much.
I've CC'd Josh from Just Cartridges.
Copy paste. Done.
Yeah. He'll be able to sort out your cartridges and deliver them to your door.
Couldn't be easier.
Yeah. And Game Ball still your biggest seller?
By far, yeah. Darkstorm, staple game cartridge. Everyone loves them. Obviously now with their quad seal.
Yeah.
Good. And then they've got their UER now, which are, getting more and more popular every year.
Punchy little buggers, but they're good shell.
They're good. They're definitely good.
Yeah. I think, with the price increase of cartridges, like delivery prices go up as well? A
Yeah.
cartridge is a heavy thing to transport, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, so many people, I think Charlie mentioned this in the last podcast, so many people, you know, they're used to this free delivery, Amazon next day
Yeah.
convenience. And I mean, most of our stuff is next day anyway, which is a plus, but
Which is mental.
it is expensive. And the reason for that is they're shotgun cartridges.
Yep. They're heavy.
Literally nobody takes them, and they're extremely heavy.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky one. It's probably one of the hardest things to actually deliver, I'd say, in the UK. But fortunately, you know, we've got a network now of our own drivers all around the country, which makes it a lot easier for us, gives us a bit more security.
But do they all run out of here,
So
or have you got another depot?
this is our only kind of depot. This is basically where we hold all our cartridges. We have another depot up in Tamworth where we ship them up in batches depending on, you know, which route they go on, and then we have a few satellite depots around the country where other drivers collect from.
Right.
So we do cover, you know, about 60 to 70% of our own deliveries around the UK.
Yeah.
Which, you know, offers a way better service, and we offer that at a cheaper price, which is good. Something we've introduced for this clay season is reduced delivery rates. So, you know, a lot of clay shooters don't want to have to spend, you know, X amount on 1,000 cartridges. They just want a slab here and there. So we've now got reduced shipping. So it starts from $7.99 for one slab of cartridges. So hopefully
Very decent.
that will, show a bit more.
What is the
options.
most ridiculous order you've had? Like someone tried to get a delivery up to the furthest northerly point of Scotland, or you must have had a few where you've been like, how the hell are we going to do that?
Scottish Isles up there for, you know, a slab of cartridges, which is just insane. You give them, obviously it comes up saying you need to ask for a quote for the shipping cost. You're talking in the hundreds of pounds. Not many people go for it, which is quite expected when you're paying, you know, 60, 70 quid for a slab of cartridges. Doesn't really make sense. We get a few customers in Europe, mainland Europe.
Do you make that happen?
They normally send a driver, so we're talking, you know, private individuals, maybe a group of mates. So we don't actually export.
Perfect.
It's a bit tricky, more paperwork.
Yeah.
We're quite fast paced here, so we like it in and out.
Yeah, because we've had a couple of winners in Ireland, haven't we? And
we have,
sadly haven't been able to.
It's a bit tricky. So
they've still won. I'd just
still,
give them the
price.
cash alternative of the cartridge.
Terrible for us, but great for,
I know.
great for you.
I know.
But yeah, so we get quite a few.
And Fortis are on the website. We're
both stocking them now.
Yeah.
So if you want any, come to us and not Easton Hall.
Yeah, exactly. The previous episode was Ollie from Fortis, great guy. That's going well, I believe, on the website.
Yeah, so we stock a few of their coats, some boots, just some accessories, really. So,
and have you got any other ideas of what else to put on there? Because I think, you know, you've got a shop window, you might as well use it now.
We have. I mean, the name is Just Cartridges, so it kind of goes against that. So maybe we need a rebrand of the name. So we've started doing a new product called Brickball Mops.
Yeah, I had a look at that before.
So that is fairly new to us. It's basically a gun cleaning mop.
Yeah.
Put down the barrels. Extremely effective. Basically, it just touches all sides of the barrel, comes out, you know, filthy black. So it's obviously doing a good job.
Yeah.
So that's new to us. Just a little add-on. So anything to, you know, help with the order. You know, if you're getting cartridges anyway, just add it on.
Yeah.
So
nice. And what are the future plans for the business? You must have a weird and wonderful idea. Sell more cartridges. Marketing wise, have you got any big schemes coming on?
Not.
How do you you know, attract new custom? Like, what's your?
I mean, it's quite tricky in our industry, as you probably know. There's so many
Yeah. You've got to train
those that you can do with social media. A lot of, you know, Facebook, Instagram. It's incredibly tricky to advertise what we sell.
Yeah.
So we obviously do all of the, you know, magazines, guns on pegs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we have a great, you know, a big subscriber base on email, which works really well for us.
Yeah.
So whenever we do, you know, free delivery weekends, which work really well, that always goes well when we email that out to customers.
Yeah.
Really
for us as well, our marketing, email marketing is the most effective by a long way. We send texts as well now.
Yeah, I've seen
Quite
that.
cool.
Been bombarded with
that.
texts.
Should try that.
Yeah.
It works. Because it just pops up on the phone, they can't ignore
Couldn't
it.
be easier, yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than an email, you've actually got to go in.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, like for us now, we've sort of hit a wall with, procuring new customers is becoming harder and harder because there's only so many people in the country that shoot. Do you know what I mean? There's only so many people that want to have a flutter and have a bit of a go at trying to win something. It's like trying to come up with weird and wonderful ideas to keep it all going. But
it all started with games, didn't it, for you? Game shooters. And
yeah.
It
was the focus really.
Vehicles.
Yeah, now we're sort of trying to do everything.
Defenders
To be
and
fair, but now we're based. Everything's at Eaton Hall with everything that's going on there. It's worked really well because. Beforehand I didn't get to see shooters frequently.
Yep.
Face to face. It was all online, and so now, like the Defender we just had on the website the other week, we had it sat outside the clubhouse, lettered up saying "Win this car." So you've got people,
Good
constant
footfall.
traffic,
Yeah.
and they're like, "What the hell? How does this work?" And then you've got to explain how to buy a ticket, and then
It's pretty simple.
It is simple, but try and simplify it.
Works well.
So it's good. But no, it works well. So, right. So obviously, we probably should cover steel and eco wads and everything like that, and the difference in the market you've seen. But before we go on to that, what are the top 3 selling cartridges? Obviously, Game Boy you've said by far, but what's your top 3?
Darkstorm by far.
Yeah.
As we discussed earlier, has been for years now.
Okay.
So there, then you've got, to be fair, 20 gauge is becoming popular, a lot more popular. RC Sipes.
Nice. Yeah, good cartridge.
20 gauge. So
everyone used to shoot them when I was growing up.
Yeah, no, still a lot of people do.
Yeah.
We sell so many of those, so they're a great cartridge. The planes
I know,
up
yeah,
above.
flipping private jet going over the top.
Then you've got Zenith.
Yeah, great game load.
Hive has an Extreme in there as well. Kind of changes year by year.
Yeah.
And then our Purple Fury.
Of course. Yeah, you don't forget the Purple Fury.
Yeah. Made for us by Game Boy as well.
Yeah.
So a great load.
Yeah. And just on that, so Game Boy obviously have a massive presence in the market. And I think, you just said Black Gold, Dark Storm. The branding's on point. And I think you guys do a good job as that as well with Fury and, can you see how much of a difference that makes to people wanting to buy stuff? I think branding...
Huge difference. I mean, a few years ago, branding wasn't, huge. It was very old school, the market, the industry. Game Boy have obviously done a great job with, selling their products, names, branding.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Graphics. It helps massively. We found that with other brands now starting to get a bit more into that. Eliv.
Yeah.
Got in there with their, logos of USPs. But yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I think it's just like in any sector, isn't it? Like branding.
People want, the flashy new stuff.
Correct. Yeah. It's like we try and do our caps. We should probably do a bit more with it, really. But branding's key. If people see Tweedle everywhere, then they're going to have a look what Tweedle is. That's how it works. Yeah. And so steel, obviously, is coming in quite popular. Bismuth, like very expensive shells.
If you're really into your shooting, and you're obviously doing quite a bit of shooting, big game days, and you have to shoot non-toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's better than steel. You get more variety.
But are you selling a lot?
Not really.
No.
It's so expensive, isn't it? You're talking 3-4 times the price of lead.
Yeah.
Steel, when the whole kind of lead ban came in, talks of that, there were a lot of people trying it out. We did one season where we sold a huge amount of steel.
Right.
But now it's kind of died off a bit.
Because people are just waiting for the lead ban.
Exactly. They're waiting. Lead is superior to steel.
Yeah.
Steel is getting better, obviously.
It's fantastic.
Manufacturers putting a huge amount of money into that and research with their new eco wads. So there is a lot more variety out there.
Yeah.
But
that's another thing I wanted to ask you. Are people choosing to order eco wads, like the new wads, over fibre? Or, personally, I think they perform just as good as a plastic, some of them. But
they work in
the
same way as a plastic wad. So you've got the Ely Zenith Pro Eco, the Game Boy
Quad Seal.
Quad Seal Bio Wad.
Yeah.
Incorporates both of that. Hull, we've got one. They're Hydro Wad.
Yeah.
So they all work in the same way. They cut the shot a bit more. Travels further.
Some of them work
tighter.
better than others, mate.
Some of them work better
in
than
the
others.
same way. I can assure you.
So yeah, they at further distance you've got a better pattern.
Yeah.
a lot of people do go for them when you're shooting these high bird days. They really do help.
Yeah, no, 100%. I could seen that for myself, but no, I just wondered if the trend was there, like people are buying less fibre to go eco, or is it still 50-50?
I would say it's definitely more fibre still. There's a lot more variety in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're really serious about your shooting, those guys are going to go for those bio wads.
Yeah. Right, Purple Furies, Extreme Games, they are, actually, Classic Pigeon.
We've got a few, yeah. So we've got a whole variety.
And they're all Just Cartridge's actual brand.
Yes. So we've got a clay range and a game range, bit of a pigeon range.
Yeah.
So all made for us by Game Ball.
No secrets there. Game Ball make your cartridges.
Game Ball make our cartridges.
How did you get onto that?
Makes sense. So I guess it started when Charlie knew Paul quite well. Paul started off as a sales chap.
Yeah.
At Game Ball, I think they formed a bit of a relationship.
Over Porsches, no doubt.
Over Porsches and whatnot.
Yeah.
They started making our cartridges probably with the Extreme Game. This was before my time. So Extreme Game, a more traditional load.
Yeah.
65mm. And now they're doing our Purple Fury, which, a great seller for us.
It's a good load as well, the 33 gram.
Yeah, different.
It is
31
different.
and 33.
Yeah.
With the quad seal as well.
No, and so Game Ball make them, obviously makes sense because seeing as you sell most of them, so why not?
Definitely. It helps. Jump on their back, piggyback.
Yeah. So grab some Just Cartridges loads, eh?
Yeah, try them
Customers.
out.
Yeah, be a bit more margin in them, wouldn't there?
We reduce the price a bit on those,
Yeah.
keep them in line.
Perfect, mate. So I would say that at the moment, obviously you said clay season's slower for you than game season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cartridges in here.
Still a lot, but
there's room for more.
There is. So this is probably our stock at its lowest level this time of year for the next few months, and then we stock up kind of June, July time on the game stuff.
Yeah.
So
are we allowed to know sort of how many shells might be in here at your peak?
About 3 million-ish, I would say. It circulates so quickly, so we're placing orders with every manufacturer at least once a week.
I would say there's about that in here now, no?
It seems like there's a lot. There's a lot of boxes. Not quite that many. I mean, Darkstorm, for example, we normally have pallet loads, so they're up here. Every single one, all the loads. So
3 million
we can
shells.
get a few more in here.
Well, there you are then. We need to order more because if you've got 3 million
It's
in, 300,000 over 5 years isn't even scratching the surface, Josh. I'm very sorry, mate.
Don't worry.
I will make it my
customers.
I'll make it my absolute destiny to buy more shells from you. Anyway, on another note, we need to sell more cartridges.
We do.
I need to buy more cartridges.
You do.
And someone else needs to win more cartridges.
They do.
So, we're here. We might as well go big. I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
20,000 clay loads of their choice.
Cool.
What do you think?
Let's do it. Yeah.
And then Charlie, mystical, wonderful Charlie behind the cameras there, he reckoned if we sell it out within 10 days, then we add an extra 10,000 onto the next competition. Is that right?
30k.
So if this competition for 20,000 cartridges, which is live right now while we're recording this video or podcast, if it sells out within 10 days, we will put 30,000 cartridges live the following week. So that'll make 300,000 go to 350,000 very rapidly.
Good numbers.
That's what you like to hear.
That's
isn't
what
it?
I like to hear.
Especially when you're going to Thailand tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the dogs and the
Bit of
vets.
sun. Dogs at the vets, you need to pay those bills.
You've got bills to pay for, Josh. So yeah, that's live right now, guys. £9.99 a ticket, Charles? To be confirmed, he says. I'm going to affirm it. It's £9.99 a ticket. And grab yourselves one. Josh, you going to buy one?
That's a conflict, isn't it?
Look a bit sketchy, wouldn't it?
I've got a warehouse here.
Yeah, you have. But no, thanks for jumping on the podcast with us, mate.
Thanks for coming down.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. So thanks everybody for watching. And new episodes coming very, very soon. We will see you all on the next one. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
See you in a bit.
See ya.